The issuance of the first paper currency in France, 18th century, during the Revolution. Picture yourself in the heart of the 18th century, a time of Enlightenment, revolution, and the birth of new ideas. But amidst the fervor for change, a financial experiment unfolded that would shake the very foundations of society: the issuance of the first paper currency in France during the Revolution. Let's cast our minds back to the France of the late 1700s, a nation on the brink of transformation. It was an era of social inequality where the aristocracy reveled in luxury while the common folk toiled under the weight of heavy taxation and oppression. The Enlightenment had ignited flames of revolution, inspiring cries for liberty, equality, and fraternity to echo across the land. Against this backdrop of upheaval, the stage was set for a financial revolution that would echo through the corridors of power and resonate with the common man. Amidst the clamor for change, the French government faced a dire financial crisis. Wars, extravagant spending for the monarchy, and a faltering economy had left the treasury depleted and the nation on the brink of bankruptcy. In a bold move to stabilize the economy and fund its ambitious endeavors, the government turned to a novel solution: the creation of paper currency. But this decision was not without its risks. The concept of paper money was still relatively new, and its value was inherently tied to the trust and confidence of the people. Would the citizens of France embrace this new form of currency, or would it lead to economic chaos and ruin? As the first notes of paper currency rolled off the presses, they bore the weight of the nation's hopes and fears. Little did anyone know that these seemingly innocuous pieces of paper would soon become instruments of power, greed, and ultimately, revolution. The issuance of the first paper currency in France during the 18th century revolution brought both positive and negative consequences, leaving an indelible mark on the nation's history. One of the most significant negative consequences was the rampant hyperinflation that ensued. The flood of paper money into the economy without proper backing or regulation led to a devaluation of the currency. Prices skyrocketed, causing immense hardship for ordinary citizens who found their savings and wages rapidly diminishing in value. The economic turmoil exacerbated existing social inequalities and fueled widespread discontent among the populace. The burden of inflation fell disproportionately on the poor and working class, leading to increased social unrest and resentment towards the government and the aristocracy. The failure of the paper currency experiment eroded public trust in both the currency and the government's ability to manage the economy. This loss of confidence further destabilized the financial system and undermined the legitimacy of the ruling regime. The economic chaos caused by the issuance of paper currency contributed to the already volatile political climate of the revolution. It fueled radicalism and extremism among various factions, leading to further divisions within French society and escalating violence. Initially, the issuance of paper currency provided much-needed liquidity to the cash-strapped French government. It allowed the state to finance its expenditures and meet its obligations, preventing an immediate fiscal collapse. The introduction of paper currency represented a step towards modernization in France's financial system. While the experiment ultimately failed, it paved the way for future developments in banking and monetary policy. The failure of the first paper currency experiment in France during the Revolution contributed to the development of economic theories regarding inflation, monetary policy, and the role of government in managing the economy. It served as a cautionary tale for policymakers and economists for generations to come. The economic crisis, also triggered by the issuance of paper currency, played a significant role in shaping the course of the revolution. It served as a catalyst for radical political and social change, ultimately paving the way for the overthrow of the monarchy and the rise of a new order in France. During the issuance of the first paper currency in France during the 18th century revolution, several notable figures played pivotal roles in shaping the course of events and influencing the outcome of this historic period. A Scottish economist and financial wizard, John Law is often credited with pioneering the concept of paper money in central banking. He gained prominence in France during the early 18th century, where he proposed ambitious financial reforms to address the country's economic woes. Law's scheme involved the establishment of a national bank and the issuance of paper currency backed by the value of land. While initially successful, Law's financial experiment eventually collapsed in the infamous Mississippi bubble of 1720, tarnishing his legacy but leaving a lasting impact on monetary theory. As the reigning monarch of France during the Revolution, Louis XVI played a pivotal central role in the decision to issue paper currency. Faced with mounting debts and a crumbling economy, Louis XVI's government turned to paper money as a desperate measure to shore up finances and maintain control. However, the king's inability to effectively manage the economic crisis and address the underlying grievances of the people ultimately contributed to his downfall and the demise of the monarchy. Jacques Necker, serving as the Director General of Finance under Louis XVI, was a Swiss banker and statesman who played a key role in implementing financial policies during the Revolution. Necker advocated for transparency in government finances and attempted to stabilize the economy through measures such as borrowing and taxation. However, his efforts were hampered by political opposition and the deep-rooted structural problems of the French economy. A leading figure of the radical Jacobin faction, Maximilien Robespierre emerged as one of the most influential voices during the later stages of the Revolution. He championed populist causes and called for radical measures to address economic inequality and social injustice. However, his role in the Reign of Terror, where thousands of perceived enemies of the revolution were executed, tarnished his reputation and ultimately led to his downfall. The queen consort of Louis XVI, Marie Antoinette, became a symbol of aristocratic excess and privilege during the Revolution. Her lavish lifestyle and perceived indifference to the plight of the common people fueled public resentment and played into revolutionary propaganda. Although Marie Antoinette's influence on economic policy was limited, her actions and reputation contributed to the growing discontent that ultimately led to the overthrow of the monarchy. The issuance of the first paper currency in France during the 18th century revolution ultimately led to economic chaos, social upheaval, and political instability. The experiment with paper money exacerbated existing inequalities, triggered hyperinflation, and eroded public trust in both the currency and the government. This tumultuous period of financial crisis played a significant role in the downfall of the monarchy and the rise of revolutionary fervor, shaping the course of French history for years to come.